they turn the lights down low, in shadows hiding from the world, only coming out when it gets cold. Seas part when they hit the floor, the voices carry on and out the door. Everything you touch turns into gold. Like the angel you are, you laugh, creating lightness in my chest. Your eyes, they penetrate. Your answers always made me. And I got up and left. A beating heart and a microphone, a ticking clock in an empty home still tells of these times so long ago. And even though I've come so far, I know I've got so far to go. And any day now I'll explode. Like the angel you are, you laugh, creating lightness in my chest. Your eyes, they penetrate. Your answers always made me. And I got up and left. And each and every day will lead into tomorrow. Tomorrow brings one less day without you. Don't wake up, just leave the light on, 'cause all the roads that I might take will all one day lead back to you. Like the angel you are, you laugh, creating lightness in my chest. Your eyes, they penetrate. Never cease to amaze me. And I got up and left. Alright guys, before getting started with this video, you want to put your guitar in half step down tuning from standard. So it's going to go E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, B flat, E flat. That way your guitar sounds like mine, half step down, and then get started. So the intro for the song is really easy. All you have to do is put your index finger on the 5th fret of the A string and your ring finger on the 7th fret of the low E string. You're also going to use a lot of palm muting, so on your picking hand, you just rest your palm on top of the strings over here, and then you're going to strum. It's going to have a muted sound. So all of these are going to be down strums, so again, just put your palm on top of the strings over here, and you're going to strum just like this, all down strums. You're going to do this for about 4 measures, so 32 times you're going to strum down. So again, a little bit slower. And that's just the intro to the song. So just remember, palm mute, down strums. And then you go into the verse. Now the verse is going to sound like this. And you're going to play that twice. So you're going to start with that same chord you did in the intro, so 7th fret low E, 5th fret A. So you're going to do one measure of this, 8 down strums. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then you're going to switch. And all you have to do is really switch your fingers to the opposite strings that you started on. So your index finger goes to the 5th fret of the low E, and your ring finger goes to the 7th fret of the A string. And then you can do another measure of that. So from here to here. next up, you're going to slide up, use your middle finger on the 10th fret of the low E string and your index finger on the 9th fret of the A string. And you're going to do this for a measure as well. Keep in mind you're palm muting these. After you do a measure of that, you just put your ring finger on the 10th fret of the A string and leave your middle finger on the 10th fret of the low E string, and then do one measure of that as well. So from here to there. And then you're going to take your ring finger off, that way you have the 9th fret A, 10th fret E again, and then do that for another measure. And then from here you're going to go down to the 7th fret of the A string with your index finger, and your ring finger goes to the 9th fret of the low E string. One measure of that. And then lastly, you just switch your fingers again. So just like you did over here, you can do the same thing here. So you're switching from the 9th fret E, 7th fret A, to the 7th fret E, 9th fret A. Now this one you're going to do for two measures. So that last part, that's how you play the first part of the verse. The second part of the verse, when you repeat this, ends a little bit differently. But I want to play this a little bit slower and try to catch along if you can. From the beginning, here we go. And then again, we're going to repeat, and the ending again changes. So I'll play that real quick, and then I'll show you the ending. So as you can tell, the ending of the second time you play this, all you have to do is do one measure of down strums. Again, this is on the 7th fret E, 9th fret A. You go from the down strums, take off the palm mute, and then just strum down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up for one measure. So that's just before going into the chorus. So, verse all together. They turn the lights down low, in shadows hiding from the world, only coming out when it gets cold. Seas part when they hit the floor, the voices carry on and out the door. Everything you touch turns into gold. Then you move into the chorus. Okay, chorus sounds like this. Like the angel you are, you laugh, creating lightness in my chest. Your eyes, they penetrate me, and that's when I got up and left. Before I show you how to play the chorus, I want you to know the chords. So the first one we're going to use is a D5, and that's going to be 5th fret A string with your index finger, 7th fret D with your ring finger, and 7th fret G with your pinky. Next is going to be an A chord, and that's going to be the 5th fret low E string, 7th fret A string, 7th fret D string, and then the 6th fret of the G string. And then we're also going to use a B5, which is up here on the fretboard, 7th fret low E string, 9th fret D, and 9th fret A and D strings. Then we're going to go back to the regular chords. That's going to be a G major, but you're only going to use the 3rd fret of the low E string and then the 3rd fret of the B string. And you also want to mute the A and high E strings by lightly touching them. We're also going to use an A suspended 2nd chord. That's going to be open A, 2nd fret D, 2nd fret G, and then open B. And then we're going to use B5 again, but down here on the fretboard. That's going to be 2nd fret A, 4th fret D, and G strings. Those are the chords you're going to be using for this. So we're going to start with the D5. And what I like to do also is, even though I don't need to press on the 6th fret of the G string, I put my middle finger there right behind my pinky. That way I can just move these fingers up one string and I'm already pressing down on that 6th fret of the G string. So a really easy switch, just keep your middle finger there. So from D to A, again one down strum each. Like the angel you are. Then we're going to go back to the D5 chord. You laugh. Then you're going to actually start strumming these chords out instead of just one down strum. So from here, you're going to go to the B5 over here, and you're going to strum down, down, up, and then move down to the A5 chord. And this one you don't need to hit the 6th fret of the G string. You just do 5th fret E, 7th fret A, 7th fret D. And then go down, down, up. So from B5 to A5. And then you're going to go down here to the G. So far. Okay, from here you go to the G chord. Again, 3rd fret low E, 3rd fret B. And you're going to strum down, down, up, down, up. Switch to the A suspended 2nd. Again, 2nd fret D and G. A and B are open. Down, down, up, down, up. And then you go to the B5 chord over here. 2nd fret A, 4th fret D and G. Down, down, up, down, up, up, down. And then you're going to switch right back to that A suspended 2nd chord and strum down, up, down, up. So from the G chord, so all together, this first part. Like the angel you are, you laugh, creating a likeness in my chest. From here, you repeat the same chords from the G on. You don't go back to the D5. Same strumming pattern for each of these. Your eyes, they penetrate me. In the last part, you go back to the G again, same strumming pattern. Down, down, up, to the A suspended 2nd. Down, down, up, and then to the B5. But for this last portion, you don't go back to the A suspended 2nd. You just finish strumming out that B5. So it's going to go down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. So the chorus all together a little bit slower. That's how you play the chorus. Alright, the next part up might be the most difficult part of the song to learn because the chord shapes are a little bit different, but stick with it. It's not that bad. It's going to sound like this. Okay, so for the first chord, you're going to put your middle finger on the 7th fret of the low E string, and your index finger is going to go on the 6th fret of the G string. You're going to leave the D string open, and you're going to lightly touch the A string so it doesn't ring out. You're going to strum down, 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 up, down. From here, you're going to keep the same chord shape and just move it down to the 3rd fret of the low E string and the 2nd fret of the G string. Again, leave the D string open and lightly touch the A string so it doesn't ring out. But when you start this chord, it's going to go up, up, down, down, up, from here, down, 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 up, down, up, up, down, down, up, down, up. After this chord, you go back to that D5 power chord, 5th fret A, 7th fret D, 7th fret G, and again, like before I told you, put your middle finger on the 6th fret of the G string and press on it as if you needed it. But for this case, 5th fret A, 7th fret D, 7th fret G. And you're going to strum down, 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 up, down. And the reason I told you to leave your middle finger there is because next is going to be a variation of an A chord. So you move your index finger from the 5th fret of the A string to the 5th fret of the B string down here, and then take your pinky off the 7th fret of the G string and leave your middle finger on the 6th fret. Your ring finger stays on the 7th fret of the D string. The strumming pattern for this is going to go up, up, down, down, up, down, up. Now one thing I like to do with this chord, when you get to that down, up strum, is I like to put my pinky back on the 7th fret and then take it off. And this is what I mean. What I'm doing is I'm doing the up, up, down strum first. I'm going to strum down again one more time, and then I'm going to put my pinky on the 7th fret of the G string and strum up, and then I'm going to take it off and then strum down, up again. So same chord shape, you just add the pinky and then take it off. So from the D5 to the A, a little bit slower. And now these 4 chords all together. Regular speed. From here, you go back to that first chord, 7th fret low E, 6th fret G, and do down, 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 up, down. Switch to the next chord, 3rd fret low E, 2nd fret G, up, up, down, down, up, down, up. Now instead of going to the D5, you're going to the A suspended 2nd. So open A, 2nd fret D and G, open B, and you're going to strum down, 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 up, down, up, up, down, down, up, down, up. So it's the same strumming pattern as the first 4 chords you played. You just strum it out instead of switching like you did before. So the second part, a little bit slower. Now both parts together. Now you're going to repeat this whole progression one more time, but the ending changes. So I'm just going to repeat it up until that ending. So if you notice, the only difference is on that last chord, the A suspended 2nd. Instead of strumming down, 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 up, down, up, up, down, down, up, down, up, you're going to do a slower strum. It's going to go down, down, up, up, down, down, up, down, up. And it's played about that speed. It's a little slower because you're ending the solo before going to the bridge. So. And that's how you play the solo. Last part up is the bridge, and it's played pretty much the same as the verse, but the first time you play the chord progression, you're just going to do 1 down strum each. And I'll play it through to show you what I mean. And each and every day will lead into tomorrow. Tomorrow brings one less day without you. But don't wait up again, it's just like the verse, but that first part you play is just going to be a down strum for each of these. So. When you get to this chord, the 7th fret E string, 9th fret A string, you're going to start doing all those down strums that you did in the verse. And then you're just going to repeat it. Then you go back into the chorus. So I hope you're able to learn the bridge that way. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward, as long as you learn the verse beforehand. If you started at the bridge, go back to the verse and learn that verse. It's pretty much the same. Alright guys, that does it for this lesson. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did and you learned something, please click that like button and go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm working on more tabs, but if you have any requests, comments, questions, go ahead and leave them in the comment box down below, and I'll get to them as soon as I can. Thanks again, and I'll see you guys in the next video.